Ladies and gentlemen, this is a $200,000 first edition base set booster box of Pokemon cards.
The most expensive Pokemon trading card sold at a private sale is a PSA Grade 10 Pikachu illustrated card, $5,270,000.
They sold for a hefty price tag of $195,200.
You finish off at $114K recently.
It sold for $30,600.
At $171K.
For $136,000.
For $150,100.
For $230,000.
And I'm going to say the Pokemon collecting part of the hobby is becoming elitist.
That was a good one. I don't know if it picked it up on the mic, but that was good. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's me, Shug Nasty. Hope you're all doing well. Today's video, I'm going to talk about, is the Pokemon card hobby becoming elitist? I don't know. Is it? But yeah, the video clip at the end of that intro, you saw Professor Oak asking the question, or I don't know if he asked the question. I can't remember at the time when I'm editing this. I've watched it so many times I should know. I don't know if he was phrased as a question or if he just said it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The Pokemon card is the Pokemon card. Is the collecting aspect of the hobby. Is the Pokemon card hobby. Dude, my brain don't work. I've been sitting at this desk for 5 hours now looking at this screen. Is the Pokemon card hobby becoming elitist? There we go. Yeah, it's if you're not familiar with the Slab podcast, the Green Shiz, Professor Oak, every week they get together, they talk about Pokemon. In there they have a segment called Spicy Topics, is where they both give a controversial or hot take on something within the hobby, usually within the hobby. They also get the viewers involved, and everybody can give their own hot take or spicy take. And the winner, the following week, whoever gets the most likes on their comment, they discuss the comment and what their thoughts are the following week. By the way, shout out to the Slab Podcast for the hat. It is a Pop 5, I believe, according to the Green Shiz. Last week he was giving out numbers of how many are out there. So really like the hat. Looks pretty sick. But yeah, definitely a PC item right here. Anyway, so if you're not familiar with them, go check them out. But the topic, or the spicy comment Professor Oak had said was, is the Pokemon card hobby becoming elitist? And I thought it was a really good spicy comment, and I wanted just to give my fresh perspective on it without hearing what they thought yet, because I think it'll probably win and they'll probably discuss it next week. But I wanted to give my first thoughts on it before they do so, and before I go through the comments, because I'm sure a lot of people will talk about it too and what they think. But yeah, when I originally thought about this, I thought about it in the way I think most people would think about it. Is it all probably depends on your perspective as a collector, what your goals are as a collector, what kind of collector you are. Are you a somebody who just goes out every so often to the store and buys a pack of whatever modern pack they have available, and you just open it and throw some cards in a binder or a box and you're happy? Are you one of those people, or are you a probably the next level up? I would say is probably like a set collector, where you're actively not every set, but you're actively like hunting to get all the cards within a set, put them in a binder. You're more of a completionist, I would say, probably. And then, or another type of collector is a species collector. Are you somebody who collects only Charizards or Pikachus? If you are, you may have again, if you're a completionist and a species collector, then you're going to have probably a harder time finding those popular Pokemon, because Charizard, Pikachu, Mewtwo, there's cards that are just super exclusive, promotional releases, very limited release. So you'll have a bit of a harder time finding those cards. If you're somebody like this dude right here, you probably will have no problem finding every single one of those cards. Carry on about your day. You're having a great time. Yeah, you're doing good. And then I think the top end of collecting would probably, or what would be considered the elite level of collectors, is those people that are hunting the first ed Charizards and 10s, the trophy Kangaskhan's, the SSBs, the like anything like trophy or super limited release promotional like snap cards, those kind of cards, those kind of collectors are what I would consider like the top end collecting, and what you could probably call elite level collecting. So it does, I guess, if you look at it from a perspective of like what your collection goals are, that is a big component to answering the question: is Pokemon card collecting becoming elitist? But I do think that there is another aspect of how you should think about this question too, and or how I started to like, because I just like I thought about that and it was a pretty quick thought, and I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, it all depends on perspective. But then I started thinking about the psychology of collecting and why we collect. Started thinking back to the old Pokenomic videos with Jake, and what he used to talk about. He used to talk about the psychology of why people collect and how people think. And I'm not a psychologist, but from what I remember was there's different aspects to the psychology of collecting. One being like having a shared or having some kind of commonality, some kind of shared interest within like a group of people. It brings you together. It helps forms relationships. We're all happy go lucky in the hobby. We all love each other. There's that part of it. And then there's also the aspect which I think is more like crucial to the argument, which is the level of having something, or the level of like exclusivity of an item, or the rarity of an item, and having something that other people want but they can't get it, but you have it. It's just like a kind of like a human nature kind of feeling. At least I've experienced that, or like can understand that feeling. I would like, if I had a trophy Kangaskhan, I'd be very happy because it's something that's extremely sought after by people, and I have it. That'd be awesome. And maybe not the healthiest way of thinking about it, but I think it's just part of human nature. So I think that's a big part of why people collect, and why people choose what they want to collect. I wish I could be happy collecting modern cards, like, but that's not for me. Like, I really think like the rarer something is, the harder it is to obtain. I really enjoy those kind of items. That's why I put myself through torture trying to find Top Sun cards and grade them raw, because I don't like money, and I just like to torture myself trying to do that. But yeah, cards like that are super difficult to grade or find in like really good condition. Those are the kinds of things I'm after. And I think a lot of people are like that too. I'm not the only one, but yeah, I think that's a big component of answering it, and answering the question: is Pokemon card collecting becoming elitist? And I think it is. The answer. Honestly, this video is probably answered in the first 30 seconds with all those clips showing all those prices of the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for single cards. That's really all this video needed to be, was just me showing those. I didn't need to go on this whole long spiel and waste everybody's time, but I just wanted to talk about it. And I've been like thinking of a video like I wanted to talk about, and every time I think of something, like, it's been talked about, and this probably has been, but I think it hasn't been talked about in a while, and it's relevant because the Slab podcast brought it up. So I hope they continue the discussion. But let me know what you guys think. Not to steal the Slab podcast thunder early and talking about the topic, but go ahead and give your thoughts on what you think of the topic and what your opinions are on it. And I think that's really all I had. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.